Yo, what up, guys? This is your boy Kofi with my co-host Chuck Full Damage Miller, and
What up?
guys,
What up?
we're gonna be talking about the recap of what happened yesterday with Chicago Bears versus Miami Dolphins tie that happened yesterday. Man, we got a whole lot to discuss. The coaching staff, some of the players, a lot of their go-ahead fourth quarter decisions. With Ben Johnson. A lot of players that kind of stood out. We're going to go over some of the biggest winners and biggest losers in today's game, and certain players that really stood out in today's game. But before we start this video, guys, make sure you like and subscribe, man. Like and subscribe, man. NFL football is here. Chicago Bears season started yesterday, and we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
But
NFL is back, baby.
yeah, but in today's video, man, a lot have happened. A lot of things really stood out in yesterday's game, particularly Ben Johnson and his fourth quarter go ahead decisions. I really didn't see a lot of punts that happened yesterday, especially from what you saw, Chuck, yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
especially in one particular drive when they went three and out the first couple times. um, the third drive, with when Tyson Bagent was just kind of getting his feet wet, and when they got to the red zone, it was a fourth and goal play, and Ben Johnson elected to to go for it. He elected to go for it because at that point, Miami already scored a touchdown, and and that play right there really decided pretty much what kind of outcome that the game was going to go. But
Mm-hmm.
when Ben Johnson went for it, he went for it. He decided to go for it. Tyson Bagent, he threw the ball to Alexander, a nice zip pass to Alexander for a
Mm-hmm.
touchdown.
Very
Even when
nice.
Braxton Jones whiffed on that pass and he got hit from the back. I mean, that was a really great pass, and just to see the reaction from a lot of the coaches, their reaction from him getting that touchdown. I mean, it was really a nice sight to see. Um, and there's a lot of other stuff, that we could talk about. Austin Booker
Mm-hmm.
had 3 sacks, man. He had one forced fumble,
Yes,
um,
sir.
and a one forced fumble that led to them getting another touchdown. We can also talk about Kyle Monangai, how he looked like Thomas Jones out there. Uh, to Even Luther Burden. There's a one particular play um, where he went out of bounds with 1 second left. He did like an in around pass. He caught a pass from Tyson Bagent, and he literally went out of bounds, and
So
his
did he?
time management
Did he?
awareness
Did
was
he?
just
Did
spot
he
on.
really get out of bounds or go? I didn't think he got out in enough time.
I
They
thought he
gave
got
it
out of bounds
to him.
because of the time, because it really set up that 57-yard field goal
Yeah, I
for
know.
you set up that 57-yard field goal. And so I thought that was really good. Um and then also like I said, Austin Booker was really good. Dominique Robinson, he also made some plays too. He had 1 sack as well.
Mm-hmm.
And
The best practice player in the world. None is better. None is better than Dominique Robinson. The
yeah,
man.
Dominique Robinson. um Case Keenum, he was really good with operating the offense. Ian Wheeler too. Ian Wheeler, we could talk about Ian Wheeler. He's
Yeah,
coming
that's
back.
my guy.
He
That's
was
my
coming
guy.
back from that ankle surgery he had. He made some great plays. He had a big yard run, a big 13-yard run as well. But
Mm-hmm.
overall, man, I mean, it was a solid performance. I would say I'll give this like a B minus for this team as well.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely, Chuck, I want to get your thoughts from this game that happened yesterday, man.
Well, welcome out there, KO Sports Talk Land. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys join us in this live chat and chat it up with us about the game yesterday. Overall, I totally would agree with you. There were some ups and downs in the performances, particularly with the offense. Uh, um, um, Tyson Bagent, I love him as a number two quarterback for the Bears. But Bears fans that's out here. that are the Tyson Bagent fans that's been chomping at the bit forever and a day for the Bears to go on and make him our starting QB. Could y'all please lay that to rest? Because after yesterday's game, you saw that the offense is going to be very limited with Tyson Bagent. He plays well. He's a smart kid. He plays with an intensity and an intelligence that I love in the game. But you got to understand he has limitations. So his deep ball it floats. He doesn't have any pinpoint accuracy with it down the field. And there are just some things some places where Tyson Bagent is just not up to snuff talent wise to be able to lead this offense. But all in all, I love him as a quarterback. He's definitely a great backup if we need him to come in at any point in time. God forbid anything should happen to Caleb Williams. But all in all, I thought he played well. He was solid. The offense to me was up and down, but that's kind of the growing pains. You can't expect that at this point. They're just getting the Ben Johnson offensive game plan into play. And regardless of how smart, how intelligent, how gifted these guys are, it takes time to learn a new system and to gel with it. But all in all, I thought the Bears offense did well. I did like some of the run plays by Calvin Guy, but I love the fact that he had, as he stated in the post game interview, he had his welcome to the NFL moment. He had the wake up call that woke him up, where he was trying to block a linebacker that was on the attack, and he whipped on the block. Uh, he whipped on the block, and for him, he said he began to realize at that point that he was not playing against college students anymore. These are grown men. He's a
He's a
grown
grown
man.
man.
Yeah, yeah. And so what
These
he
are
was
elite
able to do
athletes.
exactly what he was able to do at the collegiate level, he realizes he got to be stronger and faster to do it at this level. He got to be more on the when it comes to blocking and all that. Because if he let these guys get up into him, they're gonna throw him out the way like a rag doll, bro. It's a little guy. All in all, I thought our team did fairly well. The thing I'm most impressed with, most excited about, is our defense, bro. I love how we're playing ball on the defensive end, and finally, my guy on defense at it coming out party. I love, and I'm talking about Dominique Robinson people.
Dominic
I'm not
Robinson,
like the
yeah.
coaches. Yeah, I'm not like that. The best practice player in the world, the man, the myth, the legend. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about Austin Booker, baby,
Austin
our
Booker, yeah.
second year player out of Kansas. Austin Booker had a great game. 3 sacks, 6 tackles for losses, and a fumble, forced fumble. That dude played some ball out there. I like him, coach, because he's wiry. He's fast with the get off. He's strong enough to beat whatever hands is on him, and he's witty. He's smart, bro. He looks at the play and he doesn't just attack. He reads and he makes his moves in accordance with what's happening in the play. I think that guy could be our other edge rusher that we're missing, bro.
Like a
I
third
think
or
we
fourth
don't have
edge rusher.
look, as much as I would love to have Michael Parsons, and there's no question that we got a chance to get a guy like that, get him. But if we don't, I don't think if we, I think if we put Austin Booker in that place, I don't think we'll lack the pressure off of that edge, bro. I just don't, bro. I like what he brings to
Yeah,
the
he was getting a
table.
lot of pressure, man. I'm like that defense. We
Yeah,
got some depth on the defensive line. That was a big thing I noticed about this game. We got a lot of depth on the defensive line because they were getting a
absolutely,
lot of pressure to those quarterbacks. A lot of pressure. They're getting
absolutely. And I gotta say, I was thoroughly impressed to some extent with Ian Wheeler on the offensive end, bro. Ian Wheeler is one of my favorites on this Bears team to make the squad. I wanted this guy I want the Bears to get this guy and put him in like punt return situations. Put him on special teams, do some kick return, punt returns with this guy. Ian Wheeler is an explosive running back. Came from a small school, but he's an explosive running back with a lot of talent, bro. He's got a lot of talent. He got breakaway speed. He's big. He's that feature back style of there's that feature back style of body. But Ian Wheeler has to practice better. He's got to do the little things better to impress the coaches, and that's where he's been dropping the ball. But that being said, he showed the coaching staff yesterday that he is a gamer. If they get him out there on the field in game time situation, he can make plays, man. That guy can be explosive. But to get on the field, Ian, come on, bro. You got to do what the coach is telling you to do in practice, bro. You should probably sit and learn from Dominique Robinson, bro.
Mhm.
I mean, how to become the best practice player in the world. He needs to go learn from that man. He
And
learned from that man,
what
bro.
about
You'll be all right.
Zach Pickens? He made some plays too. He had a couple tackles for loss.
It was refreshing to see Zach Pickens
Mhm.
actually active on the field and
Yeah.
actually doing something while he's out there. Um, I know it's just Zach's second year, so the jury's not completely out on him. But Zach so far has been a disappointment to me. Being in the Bears uniform, I really haven't seen much that he's bringing to the table. Matter of fact, I haven't seen anything that he's bringing to the table. If I'm totally honest with you, Coach. But that being said, he was solid yesterday. We need to see more of that from Zach. We need to see more consistency out of Zach. We need him to show up every game and give us some numbers. Come on, Zach. Don't be Dominique Robinson 2.0. You know what I mean? Come on, bro. Come on, man. Come on. But all in all, I did like a lot of what I saw out there. We had some receivers that showed up that was nice, bro. Maurice Alexander, I like that fourth down
Jody
touchdown
Walker.
that he caught, and Jade Walker walking on air after he caught
Yeah, I
his
know. After that fake pass,
touchdown.
that nice fake
That was,
pass that Case Keenum made to him
yeah,
at the
that
end
was
of the
pretty
pass.
cool. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Now I'm not so high on the play that I saw from Case Keenum, but I guess as much as can be expected because Case is a veteran. He's been here forever and a day, but it is a new offense even for him. And Case, he had a lot of plays that I thought the refs bailed him out on. Interception he threw, it was a pass interference called on
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah,
another
he
one
got bailed out. He
should have been
got
an
bailed out.
interception. The dude dropped, yeah, another a dude dropped the pass that he threw that should have been picked off. So I'm not as high on Case Keenum, but I don't think he was brought in here to be the Chicago Bears quarterback anyway. I think he's brought in here for the veteran leadership that he could bring to the table for a guy like Caleb Williams and a young guy like Tyson Bagent. Giving them some
And
guidance
that was against
on
their
what.
third stringers too, man. He against some of their third
Yeah,
stringers. He definitely got bailed out.
yeah, he struggled, but I don't think we're dependent on him to take us to victory anyway. And
Yeah.
Case Keenum at this point in his career, he don't really got much to prove, bro. He out here, he playing, for his check, and he hopefully he can help the young fellas get it together. But all in all, I love what I saw. I'm gonna tell you what I was the most impressed with, Coach, and Bears fans out there in KL Sports Talk Land. I was most impressed with Ben Johnson's poise in his first
Yeah.
head coaching
And his
game, bro.
aggressiveness
I,
too. His aggressiveness.
yes, I love his fire. We already know Ben is a brilliant mind when it comes to his X's and O's of the football, in particular with the offense. So those things were expected, but the way Ben was able to, with situational football, which is where coaches make their money at, with the decisions he was able to make and the things he was able to get accomplished, he didn't look like a first year head coach. Ben Johnson looked like a guy who's been doing this for some time, even though we know he's first year head coach. But he looked really poised like a veteran coach out there, bro. And I love that about him, man. I love that.
You could see he was locked in too. Like he was just locked into the game. And even at points, remember like the first drive, the first Miami, not the second drive pretty much of the game,
Hmm.
when Miami had the ball and they had the fourth and goal line play, and then out of
Right.
nowhere, Noah Sewell just came out a bat out of hell and tackled that running back. Like you can see,
Uh-huh.
like on the you can see the camera.
Yeah, he got pumped, bro. He
Ben Johnson.
flexed.
He was like, yeah. He was like, yeah.
Yeah, I love that,
He
bro.
was
I love
fired
that
up.
fire. I love that passion, bro. And Bears friends, isn't it refreshing that we finally got We finally got a head coach who not only shows shows and coaches with passion, but we finally got a coach when he has an interview at the end of the game. He talks and he's able to articulate himself, and we're able to understand what he's talking about. Isn't that refreshing? No more word salads from Matt Eberlus. I'm so happy to see we got a coach up there who can talk and we can understand what this man is talking about. I love that.
Exactly. And then also Dennis Allen. I was also not just Ben Johnson, but I was also kind of impressed with Dennis Allen. The way he was just his aggressiveness with the defense and how he was able to dial up a lot of blitzes. I remember that one play toward the end of the game. Miami was just moving the ball, and it was like a fourth. It was like a fourth and I think it was like a 4th and 4 or 4th and 6.
Hmm.
It looked like it was toward the end of the game. It was tied, and then it was like I think it was like a 4th and 5 or 4th and 4, and then Dennis Allen out of nowhere he dialed up a blitz, and
Yeah.
then he was able to sack the quarterback, and pretty much it was just a turnover on downs, and that pretty
Oh
much
yeah.
like ended the game right there. I mean, even though Austin Reed didn't really do nothing, when they got the ball back, but the fact that
Uh-huh.
Dennis Allen was able to dial up a blitz, because if
Yeah.
it was Matt Eberflus in that situation, he probably would have had him like cover zero, or he probably would have had him like sag off or something like that.
Yeah. I'm about to say Matt Eberflus can cover zero. Never, bro. That dude is a zone nut.
It would have been like a zone or something in that fourth and 5 play. But Dennis Allen, dude, like the way he was just able to dial up that blitz and get that sack on that quarterback. I mean, shoot,
Yeah,
it
bro.
was good.
Yeah. Timely blitz call, and that
Mhm.
speaks the volumes to the experience level of Dennis Allen as a head coach and a former defensive coordinator before he became a head coach. Dennis Allen is brilliant, bro. He's got a way of mixing up defenses to where you never know as a quarterback what's coming. The man keeps you on pins and needles, keeps you on edge, keeps you on your tippy toes. And he may zone on this play and blitz on the next play. He may man up or zone blitz. He disguises coverage as well. And his timing on in the situations is impeccable, bro. I love that about Dennis Allen, his coordinating of the defense. He's got a defense playing at a very high level with a lot of wrinkles that a lot of these players are not used to, bro. So yeah, Dennis Allen, yeah, he's brilliant, bro. He's brilliant. So I think Ben Johnson and I'm well. Let me give all the credit to Ben Johnson. I'm not gonna give any to Ryan Poles because these are his choices for coaching staff. I think it was brilliant the way Ben Johnson put this coaching staff together, bro. He went and got these guys who are greatly experienced, who know what they're doing, and they have been successful at the highest level of this thing, man. To some extent. I love that he put the staff together. It's the all-star studied coaching staff, if you ask me, bro. This is great. And with Dennis Allen there making those timely decisions on what to do with the defense, it takes the pressure off of Ben Johnson's shoulders to come up with the game plan, to come up with the plan of attack defensively. Now, Ben Johnson can focus on what he's used to, which is offense. You know what I mean? He can focus on making sure the right decisions is made in the situation of football on that side of the ball. Doesn't have to be offense and defense. So, Dennis takes that pressure off his shoulders. But yeah, bro, I'm excited, man. I love what I saw. Wish we could have ended it with a win, Coach.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson was talking about that a little bit at the post game press conference. He said, regardless preseason or not, these players don't come out here to end the game in the tie. He said, so, you kind of feel a little empty when you don't leave with the win. And that is true, regardless of preseason or not. You want to win, bro. You want to win. You want to have that W on your resume.
Hmm.
You know,
Especially if it's your first time head coaching.
exactly. And he was saying that more so for the players. But the players, they go out there and they play hard, bro. They want to leave with a W. But that being said, it's a learning experience for all of them. We're growing and we're learning together, bro. That's what we're doing right now. I like where we're going. Everything's on the up and up and up and up. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's up.
Yeah, but one more thought before we go into our next topic. Like I said, I mean, I liked Ben Johnson's aggressiveness. Like you could see shades of Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell, he's definitely influenced Ben Johnson in some type of ways because like we talked about off air, he's aggressive to go for it on fourth down on certain fourth down plays. There
Hmm.
are instances where Ben Johnson went for on fourth down. Even though he was like 1 for 4 on fourth down. But I just like the way he was just aggressive, man. Like he's like, nah,
Yeah,
we're not gonna punt in this. Like, like, no, I'm like, we gonna go for it, like, man. Even though it wasn't
absolutely.
as successful, but like the fact that he was just aggressive, man. Like you can see the aggressiveness.
Yeah, and this is in terms of the fourth down situational plays. I think this is a perfect marriage between Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. You're talking about a guy in Caleb Williams who all last season produced in the fourth down situations. There's very few in here, bro, that where the Bears went for it, where Caleb Williams wasn't able to produce in the fourth down situations. First down to third down, struggle. But on fourth down, he just has a knack for getting the job done. And I love that, along with the play calling of a Ben Johnson who's ballsy and got the chutzpah to go out there and call them plays at that time, bro. I think it's just a perfect mix. It's a perfect marriage, bro, between him and Caleb Williams for fourth down situations, bro. You got a quarterback who believes he can get it done in them situations, and you got a play caller who knows that he can put the right play in place for the play to be executed and executed well to get results. So I think just in that regard, in that small little regard, I think this is the perfect marriage, bro. I think it's the perfect marriage between them two.
I agree. I agree. Next topic, we're gonna go over some of our biggest winners and losers in this game. So pretty much how this works, we're gonna go over three players who are the winners, and we're gonna go over three players who are pretty much the losers in this game. And pretty much it's gonna see who certain players to see who's gonna make the team or who's gonna not make the team or you get the gist of it. But
Right.
do you want to go first or you want me to go first? Who
I
are our biggest?
definitely want you to go first because I didn't know this was coming.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna go over the biggest winners, and then I'm gonna go over the losers. So of course, the biggest winners in this game, number one, of course, is Austin Booker. I mean, Austin Booker, like literally, he was literally the player of the game. Um, and this one, of course, I mean, we could read over some of his stats, the player stats with Austin Booker. He had, 4 tackles, 6 tackles for loss. He had 4 tackles and 2 assisted. He had 3 sacks, 1 forced fumble. I mean, the guy was literally all over the place. He was
Yeah.
literally the player of the game, and like what you were saying, like he could be that third pass rusher, going into certain games, during the season.
Hmm.
He could be like impactful. He could be like rotational pass rusher. And
Right.
like you say, he could be a future, and you could see that he definitely improved from last year. Um,
Absolutely.
just
Hmm.
hope he just keeps up this level of play, going forward this season. But like I think that he was one of our biggest winners. Loser on the other side, no, I'm gonna go over the 3 winners. The second biggest winner,
Hmm.
Kyle Monangai, to me, he was my second biggest winner. Just the fact that he looked really good on like certain plays. Um, in terms of his stats, he had 6 carries for 30 yards. He averaged 5.0 yards per carry. Now I know that doesn't pop out, but I mean during his limited time, um, Kyle Malone like took advantage of a lot of his opportunities. I mean, like you said, of course he had his whiff against this one linebacker. He had his big
Hmm.
NFL coming to the moment, but that's neither here nor there. I thought Kyle Monangai, he had a very great game yesterday. He even looked to me. He had shades of Thomas Jones out there. I mean, he looked like Thomas Jones out there the way he's running, and he was just running very aggressive. He ran with a lot of purpose. He was
Mm-hmm.
breaking off a lot of tackles. Certain guys couldn't take him down. I thought he really looked great out there
Uh-huh.
during that game. Now my third one,
Okay.
is Jade Walker. Jade Walker, to me, he had a big game yesterday. He had 3 receptions for 41 yards, 1 touchdown. I thought he was very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
That big play was that touchdown pass that he caught from Case Keenum. I think he has a chance to make the team with the way he was playing today. Jade Walker looked very good and he looked very solid that game. Now, in terms of losers, my 3 losers,
Three
first
losers.
thing, 3 losers. Number 1, Braxton Jones.
Woo! Bad color.
Braxton Jones. Oh my gosh, like it's literally year 4 for him this season,
Mm-hmm.
but dude, like I don't know what's going on. PFF saying that oh, he was solid or whatever. Um, his pass blocking was not good at all, bro. Like literally, like a lot of the guys were just like picking on him. He was giving up a lot of pressures. He still struggles with the bull rush. I don't know for the life of me what's going on with this guy, but Braxton Jones, bro, at this point, he is what he is at this point. And there's a reason why we drafted Ozzy Trapillo at this point, because you're going to be commanding money. This is your pretty much your contract year. And Braxton Jones, at this point in your career, you really haven't shown us you've really shown us who you really are. You're average at best left tackle, who could probably be a swing tackle. On a really good team, he could be a swing tackle, but you're not really a starting left tackle. I don't know what it is,
Mm-hmm.
man, but you should struggle with the bull rush. You just struggle with the bull rush, and we definitely saw yesterday, who you are at this point. We see you are at this point. So that's one of my biggest losers. The second one of my biggest losers is Trey Flowers. Trey Flowers, oh my gosh,
Mm-hmm.
this guy was
Mm-hmm.
getting beat so many times. Like all 3 quarterbacks from Miami Dolphins were literally targeting Trey
Trey
Flowers.
Flowers. Mm-hmm.
Like the guy just looks so slow. He he had he just looked very slow out there, man. Like
Yeah.
he was getting beat a lot, at times during the play. I think even at
Mm-hmm.
one point he even got hurt, but he came back in. But Trey Flowers, bro, at this point of his career, man, like this guy, he is who he is. I don't really think he's gonna make the team, man. It's like
Yeah.
what's the word I'm trying to say? It's like thank you for applying. We'll get back to you, as soon as you can.
That's not funny, Joe.
You know, that's the kind of feel I got from Trey Flowers. Is like
Oh.
thank you for your services. We'll get back
Right.
to you as soon as we can.
Don't
And
call us, we'll call you.
yeah, we'll call you back, as soon as we can. And yeah, that really showed off yesterday, man. And like it was just brutal watching him. Like it was
Yeah.
just brutal. The third one, I kind of had problems with who I was gonna pick for my third loser, but
Okay.
I would say the interior offensive line, like I guess were kind of my losers. Like
First string, second string, third string.
yeah, like our
No, I
interior.
mean, which one? I'm asking you. Which one? Which one? Which,
Who do you want
all
to?
of them?
Most of them, like Chris Glazer, he got beat on a couple plays. Freaking Luke Newman and Ryan. Who's the other one? I'm already forgetting his name. Um,
That
uh,
memorable, huh?
the one who always got injured. Remember who used to play for the Buffalo Bills? That interior offensive lineman.
Ryan Bates.
Ryan Bates. Yeah, I'm already forgetting his name. Ryan Bates. Chris Glazer, Luke Newman, and Ryan Bates, bro. Our interior, like the depth of our interior offensive line, bro, is just suspect, man. Like if Joe Tooney, Drew Dahlman, or Jonah Jackson were to go down, boy, oh boy, man, our
Yeah,
depth on our offensive line, interior offensive line, bro, it's in trouble, bro. Like literally, it's in trouble.
yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know if you know, but Luke Newman, he ended up with a concussion, bro, in the game. So yeah, he ended
Yeah,
up leaving the game with a concussion. Ryan Bates, I kind of, last year when Ryan Poles ran to pick him up, I kind of already was a little suspect on his durability. Seeing that he picked him up coming off an injury. This is a guy that Ryan Poles was big on, coming off of injury that he wanted to draft initially and bring him to the Bears. And Buffalo was just too easily and too willing to part ways with him. He
mhm.
couldn't have been that good if Buffalo was willing to part ways with him that quickly. So, more so than that, though, I think the thing that makes me look sideways at the Ryan Bates pickup for the Bears is Ryan Poles is his knowledge of how to build an offensive line is very suspect. And I learned that the hard way last year. So uh,
Mhm.
but that doesn't surprise me any that Ryan Bates would be on your hit list, bro. He's been here for 2 years and he's done absolutely nothing, brother.
He's done
He's done
absolutely
absolutely
nothing. And you definitely saw from yesterday, like the interior offense line was getting so much pressure. Like a lot of the running backs couldn't even run in the middle. Like they're getting stopped, bro. Like they had to run
nothing.
outside. They had to run like a little outside zone. They couldn't even go up the middle because our interior was literally getting beat on almost every play. Like when it got to
Yeah.
like our second or our third stringers, you're literally seeing getting beat on almost every play. And Chris Glazer, Luke Newman, and
hmm
Ryan Bates, those guys were the biggest culprits out of out of the three, man. And like, man, like
Yeah. Well,
pray and hope. I
and
just pray and
it's
hope our interior offensive line, our starting interior offensive line, don't get hurt. And we already
yeah.
know Jackson is injury prone, so yeah.
Yeah, well, not only that, bro. This is where it speaks volumes. And I was saying this even before the draft that the Bears need to go and draft a feature running back. If you got a feature running back and you got an interior line breaking down like that, you got a guy that's big enough, strong enough, and fast enough to still push through and get some positive gains in those situations. When
Mm-hmm.
you don't have that, and I'm speaking more to our depth than I am our starters, but when you don't have that, you now have a problem trying to get production out of your ground game. Calvin guy, nice story. I like him. He's impressive. He had a good game yesterday. But this dude is not a feature running back. He's not
Mm-hmm.
running through anybody, bro. He's not moving piles by himself. He's not carrying anybody 8, 9, 10 yards down the field. He's not doing any of those things, bro. So, you're asking him, you're asking DeAndre Swift, you're asking Roshan Johnson, and you're asking these players to bust through a defensive front that's getting through once the backup interior of this line breaks down. Not gonna happen, bro. It's just not gonna happen. It's just not enough folk there. There's not enough folk there. So I would agree with you. Almost everything that you just named there for your winners and your losers go is almost the same thing that I had, bro. We
Mm-hmm.
may be different on one of the winners. I'm with you on Austin Booker. He was the player of the day to me, far and away. Um, um, who your second winner was who? Jade Walker?
Yeah,
Is that what your
Jade
second
Walker.
winner was? Okay.
Yep.
I'm different when it comes to Jade Walker being the winner. I think the winner, the other winner of the day was Maurice Alexander, the other
Mm-hmm.
receiver who caught the touchdown. I thought he played well. He caught a lot of timely passes. He was able to get open down the field and across the middle. I thought those were big pluses for him. Um, um, and actually, I'm gonna just because I'm a fan of his, I'm just gonna throw a wildcat in here, bro. I thought Ian Wheeler actually won yesterday too. I love Calvin guys, so I'm with you on him. I thought he had a great game. I just want to be different right now.
Right, right.
So I want to say Ian Wheeler. I thought Ian Wheeler impressed with his opportunity when he was out there. Got the ball in space. He broke tackles. He ran the ball in for a touchdown. I think it was called back on a holding or something or other. But I think that guy can. He's got an outside chance of making this team. I was rooting for him even last year before he went down with the injury. And, was it torn ACL? I think he had.
Hmm, hmm.
Yeah, I was rooting for him even last year because I would love for this guy to be a feature return guy for us, whether in the punt game or the kick return game. Um, I think he's got explosion, bro. He's fast, he's big, he's physical. He's got everything that you want in a feature back in terms of the tools that are there. He just have to learn how to do the little things right, bro. And I think that's where he's losing out in his running back room. To me, he's a better option than a Travis Homer. He's better than these other dudes that we got on this team behind Manon Guy and DeAndre Swift. He's a better option, but you've got to earn your position on this team. Nobody's just giving you anything. And just because you look like the better option doesn't mean that you are the better option. I should put him like fourth on the depth chart if we're keeping him behind Roshan Johnson and then Calvin Guy and DeAndre Swift and those guys. But yeah, but I thought he impressed enough to where the coaches are really gonna have to give him another hard second look. But he's got to do more. He's got to do more. He got to be more refined in the details, bro. He's got to be more refined in the little stuff and how you line up and how you run your plays. Are you running with the right footwork? All of that stuff matters. And I think Ian Wheeler is getting he's getting a rude awakening when it comes to that in training camp. In terms of the losers, I'm just gonna say Dominique Robinson because I'm tired of looking at this dude on my team. He's the best practice player in the world. He impresses every coach and every coaching staff that ever comes through Chicago. Only to have a career where the man has one sack in 3 years.
3 years.
One sack in 3 years. Come on, people. Why is this guy still on my team? Get him off my team. He gotta go. There's no reason for this guy to still be donning a Bears uniform. He was
Exactly.
a big loser just because he's still out there and he's still impressing. And I need him to fail at this point. Come on, bro. You got to go, man.
Yeah, I do have
Secondly,
honorable mentions like Ozzy Trapilo. He was one of my candidates for my biggest winners. I didn't see him.
definitely.
I didn't see him get take any whiffs, and
Yeah.
uh, and especially like during the bull rush, like he wasn't even getting moved at
Yeah, he
all.
stonewalled the guy a
He was
couple of times, bro.
stonewalling guys, dude. Like literally
Hmm.
stonewalling guys, and if that doesn't show you who your starting left tackle is, if the coach don't pick this guy to be your starting left tackle, then that's gonna be some. I'm gonna be turning some heads. I'm gonna be looking at Ben Johnson sideways. I'm like, what
Well,
makes
now, if the coach doesn't pick him, don't look at Ben Johnson sideways. Look at Ryan Poles sideways because that would be a Ryan Poles call at that point, bro. Oh, we got to have Braxton Jones out there. No, you don't.
well,
No, you
whoever
don't.
picks him to start against the Minnesota Vikings, I mean, like, come on, dude. Like, we already know at this point that Ozzy
Yeah.
Trapilo is far and away better than Braxton Jones because at the end of the day, you want to make sure your left tackle wins their one-on-one block against the defender because you want to make sure your play caller is able to dial up some plays where literally the play can literally materialize on the field and give enough time for your quarterback to process,
Hmm.
go through his reads, process his reads, go through his reads, and make plays, on time. And
Yeah.
Braxton Jones
Yeah.
is not the type of play that's going to do that. He's going to whip. All you got to do, all you got to do is game plan and figure out Braxton Jones's weakness. And his weakness is all you got to do is just bull rush the guy, literally, and bam, there it is. Bull rush the guy, and
Exactly.
you get
Yeah,
the gist.
exactly, bro.
You
Yeah,
get the
he
gist.
yeah, he definitely was my biggest loser of the day. I got him number two right now, Braxton Jones, for all the reasons you just named. I don't have to beat the dead horse because Cope is broken down to y'all people
Mhm.
about Braxton Jones and how he's thinking up the joint. Year four, and we can take no more, bro. It's just time to go, bro. It's time to go. Teams like the Chargers had a big loss with that Slater, Austin Slater going down. Yeah, they could use a left tackle. We got one for you. Talk to us. Let's make a deal. Because
I'm
Bryson
sure he
Jones
got
is
his bag
gone.
too, man. He definitely got his bag too, man. He at the right time.
Yeah, and yeah, Bryson Jones would be number two on that list, and um, yeah, so yeah, it's just time for him to go, coach. We can't do him anymore. And third on my list, I agree with you on Trey Flowers. At this point, it just looks like in this secondary that we're going to be, if we got Trey Flowers in this secondary, bro, we're going to be finding ways to cover him up,
We're gonna
to
be in
cover up
trouble if
him.
we have him on this line.
Right. If we got him out there, bro, we're spending a lot of time covering up his weaknesses as opposed to working with his strengths, and so that tells me he's not useful to us, bro. He's not useful to us. So it was a nice try, but I think it's time for him to go. I think
Now,
it's time.
my other honorable loser was Nashawn Wright. Nashawn Wright, he definitely, yeah, he got targeted a couple times. I don't know if you saw him too, but like Nashawn Wright,
Uh,
he got targeted a couple times, and I was saying his name a lot. When I was watching the game, I'm like, Nashawn, what are you doing, bro?
yeah.
And Tariq Stevenson, he looked really good out there. He really looked really good out there.
Hmm.
Nashawn Wright, bro, he was getting beat. Like he was getting
Yeah.
exposed. He was definitely getting exposed, man.
And
And
now, if I can give an honorable mention to a winner, bro, you pointed to Oscar Japilo. I am going to point out Tyreek Stevenson because
mhm,
the Bears coaching staff they really put him to the test out there yesterday,
they
bro.
did. They did.
They kept him out there. They put him in big situations or what have you, tough situations, and he kept coming through, bro. He kept passing with flying colors, bro. He kept coming through, so I respect that and I love that. I love that. So yeah, but yeah, Trey Flowers, bro. He's not long for the hall, bro. He's not long for the hall.
No, he's gonna get cut. He's gonna be cut. He's gonna be cut. Come probably after the Buffalo game. They're gonna cut him. Probably sooner or later.
Uh huh. Yeah. So yeah, that guy, his
He's
goose is
done.
cooked.
Cooked.
And I'm gonna tell you something else, bro. This is where it's not for all the naysayers who look at the Tyree Stevensons of the world and they didn't like, the goofy stuff he was doing last year, which is fair for them not to like it. Um, for all of those naysayers, this is where you see the value of a guy like him and why you got him on the team, even with these little boneheaded moments that he has, these little antics that he has, But this guy gets the job done, bro. He does what he's supposed to do when it's time to do it in most cases. Now, he had some brain farts last year, no doubt about that. But Terry Stevenson is a baller, bro. He can play this game, and we need a guy like him on the other side
And
from
when he's locked in, he is
Jalen
locked
Johnson.
in. Like he is
That's what I'm
locked
saying.
in.
That's exactly what I'm saying, bro. And that you saw his worth yesterday. You saw his value yesterday,
He
bro.
was locked in. He was definitely locked in.
Oh yeah, that
They
that
weren't
guy's the
targeting
truth.
him. Like they weren't targeting his side at all. They weren't. They weren't targeting him.
Yeah, they stayed away from him because he's a menace when he's out there, bro. He really is, bro. He's a menace. Uh, so and Naylon Wright, he's another one practicing well, look, impressing coaches in the training camps, in the scrimmages, and all of that there. But game time play is a different animal, bro. It's a
Mhm.
different animal from practice play, from training camp play. You know. So yeah,
Yeah, man. But anyway, I think that's all that I have for this, Chicago Bears recap, man. I know Friday they're gonna be. I would think today. I don't know if they were practicing today at all, but I know Friday they're gonna be doing joint practices with the Buffalo Bills, and of course Sunday they have their game with them. So,
come on.
um, what are you gonna be expecting from camp? I know this is gonna be a real interesting. You're gonna be going up against Josh Allen and that offense, right? And
Well, I said it last year. I'll say it again this year. The Bills are our standard, bro. That's our measuring stick, bro. So, yeah, the Bills are going to be our measuring stick, bro. So I don't know exactly what to expect, but I do expect that. whatever we go through in terms of dealing with the Bills in this, that we learn from it, bro.
Mhm.
I do believe the Bills are a great measure stick for us. That's the team that's playing at the level that we would like to get to. From what I can see, bro, I
Yeah,
love going up against the Bills, bro, because I get a chance to see how far we are off the mark. I said this 2 years ago, and Justin Fields last year here, and I'm saying that again this year, bro. I just really believe they're the measuring stick right now for us, bro. So this will be fun. This will be fun. I think it's definitely gonna be a learning experience for this. They get a chance to see what a well-oiled machine looks like when it's running well. What's that? Caleb Williams will get a chance to see what it looks like running up, playing in a Josh Allen type of fashion, which is always great, to see. Josh Allen, he's
Brandon
a beast,
here.
bro. He's a beast. Yeah. Josh Allen is a beast at what he does. So yeah, I'm looking forward for this being a great learning experience for our team. Man. I really am, bro.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's all the stuff we have for today. I think that's what we have for today. But pretty much, guys, I'd like to thank you guys for coming and to KO Sports Talk, where we were just going over the Chicago Bears and Miami Dolphins game. Um, we will be doing more content coming up, and we're going to be doing our recap next Monday on the Buffalo Bills and Chicago Bears game. Same time.
Mhm.
Um,
Yes, sir.
but yeah, guys. But stay tuned for more updates, and we'll see you guys later. Chicago up, Bear down,
Bear
guys.
down. Yes,
All right,
sir.
peace.
Peace.